name is Sundar Nadipalli, and I believe that a life worth living is the one that brings out the best of me. Today, I want to talk to you about the importance of environment for a person, for a team, for a group, for a family to grow and thrive and reach their best potential. Last summer, my wife brought home a medicinal plant. We used the medicinal plant to make medicines whenever we get a cold, and the medicinal plant was there in our living room, and it filled the whole living room with nice fragrance. And we used the leaves from the medicinal plant a few times to make medicine when we needed it. Then came the fateful day that I decided to replant the plant into a more durable planter. Now, usually when something needs to get done, I go look up some video on how to do it. But that day I decided to use my own know-how, which is more like I don't know how to do the replanting. So I did the replanting, and unfortunately the plant could not withstand the transplant shock, and it is now on its way to die unfortunate early death. This made me realize how important environment is for a plant to grow and thrive, and this also made me realize how important environment is for a person to grow and thrive, or for a family to grow and thrive, for a work team to grow and thrive and really enjoy the work and produce great quality work. Now, how does one go about building an environment that does all these things? In a home, the way you go about building an environment that brings joy and helps people reach their full potential is by beginning with understanding. The understanding that for a person to grow, for a person to find joy, a person to for a person to be their best, they need to know what their strengths are. The whole family needs to know what the strengths of a person are, of all the people in the family is, and they need to know what a strength means, and what kind of a drive or a motivation a particular strength brings to a person. Now, with that understanding, the family needs to look for opportunities to use those strengths as much as possible. The family as a whole needs to come together and give people in the family opportunities to use those strengths and really build upon their strengths, so that will lead to more happiness, will lead to more joy in the person, in all the people, in all the family members. Now, how can this environment, this conducive environment, be encouraged in a workplace? In a workplace, similar to how it is done in a family, the first step is for all the members in a workplace to take up some kind of a way to identify their strengths. And it has to be a common way to identify all of the strengths of the team members. So it could be by taking a strengths assessment like the Clifton strengths, or the VIA character strengths, the values in action character strengths. And you take that, all the members of the team should take up the assessment, and identify their strengths and share that with all the members of the team. The subordinates should know what the strengths of the managers are, the manager should know what the strengths of their subordinates are, and peers should know what the strengths of their team members are. Now, knowing this will enable people to talk openly about strengths, talk openly about motivations. People will find ways to describe their behaviors based on their strengths. they can start talking about their strengths and about why they do things the way they do in terms of their strengths. They can say, hey, I do, I behave in such and such way in such and such situation because my strength is so and so. Now, that kind of an open conversation will help people to will automatically open up the opportunities for people to complement each other when the situation arises. For example, let's say there's a situation A, and team member John is, let's say, really excellent because of his personal strengths at this particular handling this situation A. Then the other members of the team, because they know that John has got this particular strength, they can say, hey John, this is your situation, you handle it. And John can step up, take lead in the situation and handle it, and the outcome will be the best possible for the whole team. Another situation arises, and Lisa can probably step up and take the lead to handle that situation because of her strengths. So that way a team can complement each other and really identify ways of all the members taking lead depending on the situation and bringing forward a best possible outcome. Now, this kind of a complementary thinking will help the team do their best work, will help the team members find that they get opportunities to work on areas that they are the best at, and will really bring forth the quality of the whole team as such. So in conclusion, and going back to the medicinal plant that I was talking about, the plant unfortunately had no control over its environment. I was the one controlling its environment, but you and I have control over our environment, and we can choose to build an environment around us that helps grow our strengths, will help to help us thrive and bring joy into our lives, and thus become a truly engaged group of individuals. Thank you very much.